permission. Yeah, now it is okay.
Yeah. ये कलम गिर गया, इस किताब में डाल दो, इसमें डाल दो. Okay. So, Abhinav, what are the key risks in global supply chains?
Key risk in global supply chains are the uh, small supplier network. If we have a, if we don't have a contingency plan, then the small supplier network will be sometimes very, sometimes not able to, this the risk are like
Unreliable? Unreliable?
unreliable, yeah, unreliable. And to build a resilient supply chain, we need to have a broader supply chain network. And one more thing is the impact of technology, like with the AI, with the advent of AI, the supplier and organization customer relationships are being changed in a large extent.
To a
Uh,
large extent. To
to
a
a
large
large
extent.
extent. For
Yeah.
example, now for negotiation also there are a lot of uh, AI tools are getting popular, and this will lead to a overall uh, uh, disruption in negotiation and customer management. And one more risk I want to point out is the like the sustainability of supply chains. So most of the time, companies don't see from the broader perspective their carbon emissions and their uh, their impact on the environment in long term. So supply chains should be focused towards sustainable s- supply chains, which will be better for long term and also for present.
How do tariffs and regulations affect your operations?
Tariffs are the taxes which are put on the exported products. So if a product is being exported to a country and there is a tariff on that, the prices of that product increases in hand, and the burden is beared by the customers of that country and the people of the country. Um, but if we have large supplier network, so we can switch to a supplier who where tariff is not being implemented. Like suppose we are exporting a product from India and Vietnam. So if Vietnam is having less tariff than us, then they are having an advantage over India. It's
Mhm.
exporting to the US. So tariffs and regulations affect all your operations in cost crunching. Like we have to streamline our operation and make them efficient and optimize our operations such that we will be able to bear the cost of tariffs also, and so that we can compete with the non-tariff countries also.
How do you handle cross-border compliance issues?
I would say cross-border compliance, it happens to every country exporting and importing products. So what happens is cross-border compliance, you can have free trade agreements with countries to streamline the uh, similar streamline the trade activities between border. And like suppose we are having a free trade agreement with New Zealand, so
Hmm.
these compliance issues are taken care by them. And
Issues. So you can say issues like some people say, or issues.
how I
That
am
we,
saying
you said
like
issues.
issues.
which is neither issues, which is a very UK pronunciation or God knows which pronunciation, but or issues.
Issues. No, it's fine. Issues. Issues.
Issues. Say issues.
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 Sure. Issues.
Issues.
Yeah. Okay.
Issues. Issues.
Hmm.
So these compliance issues are being solved by the free trade agreement. And one more thing we can do is maintain good relationships with the
Hmm.
countries across border, which will help us to negotiate and solve any conflict in the uh, trades which are happening in cross border. That's it.
Okay. Can you give an example of managing supply chain disruption?
I can recall disruption activity which happened in my factory when I
Okay.
was working in L&T. So we were building a TLC ladle car, which was around for 50 crore rupees project, and our client was JSW, and we had to deliver that product in around 3 months we had, and
Hmm.
the time was the when there was a lot of conflict was happening with China, and we were getting
So
our
be a little conscious. There was, there was a conflict. A lot of conflict was happening in China. So you said there was a stop, and then you changed to a lot of conflict was happening in China. So you should
yeah
have, it should either have been there was a conflict happening in China or a lot of conflict was happening in China.
yeah
So
yeah.
try to be very clear when you're okay. Go ahead. Huh.
So a lot of conflict was happening in China with India at that time, and due to which India has banned export of many products from China. And
Hmm.
among those, there was one uh, product which was wheels of that TLC cars, which we were procuring from China, and this was a huge, huge and sudden impact for us because we haven't decided on any alternate suppliers for that, and those alternate suppliers only if we had it done in past, the cost was like uh, not comparable to China. That China was giving us in very
Hmm.
cheaper rates than other alternate suppliers. So
At cheaper rates. At cheaper rates.
at
Huh.
cheaper rates than other suppliers.
Hmm.
So what we did was we terminated our contract with that Chinese supplier, and following the government guidelines, we tried
Government
to
deadlines. Government deadlines.
sorry what
Following government deadlines. Government, not government. Government deadlines.
okay government deadlines
Government,
government government
govern, not go, not go, gov, ga, not
go government
no, don't say
go,
government, ga,
government government
government,
government
government.
government government
Hmm.
government hmm. So yeah, so following the government orders and uh,
Government order.
following the government orders, not fine government.
Yeah.
I we float the RFQs to various vendors in Chennai and Hyderabad,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we were able to find an alternate supplier which was giving us at a rate 5% higher than the Chinese rate. and we were able to manage that disruption because of our huge vendor base. We were able to get the rates negotiated because of the volume at which we were ordering, and this that was it. I think I would say.
Okay. How do you build resilience in global supply chains?
Building resilience in global supply chain is, I would say, we can see from an example of a company like Apple. So Apple has a very resilient supply chain. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they what they do is they get their outsourcing and products from various small vendors, thousands of small vendors, and the kind of volume at which they are playing with their suppliers is makes their suppliers dependent on them. So even if one supplier does some fault, they can easily switch to another supplier because the vendor base they have built
Commit some fault.
commit some fault, they can easily switch to a different supplier. And what they do is also they share their demand data with them, which helps the vendors to predict the demand which is coming in next month. Overall, we can help which helps in production of the product in time. And one more thing they do is they have a negative cash flow, which means that they pay their vendors after 60 days and 90 days. But but what they do is with that cash they are saving, they sell us the product and get that cash. So their cash and capital cycle is very low, which is their advantage compared to other companies in their field. That's what I would say. So how that is, we can see how they have built their resilience in supply chain.
Very good. Let's come to business communication and strategy. How do you explain supply chain issues to non-technical stakeholders?
So this thing I have done, like there was one of my manager who was in finance department,
No, there was
and
no one my manager. I had a manager.
okay, I had a manager in finance department, and I can recall an instant where I explained a supply chain issue to him, which was not very technical issue, but to make him understand, I told him in a simple language, like there was an issue. I can tell you like how it was, what was the issue. So the issue was the client which we were serving. They needed some fasteners and key equipments which were we were procuring from a vendor whose price was a, very matlab, high compared to other other our L&T other branch prices,
Our other L&T branches, huh?
like L&T other independent companies. There are other companies also in
Like other independent, so that is the order in which you said, like other independent L&T companies. That's the
uh,
order of the adjective.
like other independent companies in our IC. And what he was not agreeing was the prices were uh,
What he was not agreeing with.
what he was not agreeing with is what he was not agreeing with was like how to say
With what? What he wasn't agreeing with was.
what he wasn't agreeing with was the prices were 50% higher compared to the estimate in our EIP portal. So what I went to him and I told him like the kind of quality that vendor is providing is also better. And the second thing which we were not considering was the cost of logistics. Since we were getting that product just 5 kilometers from 5 kilometers away, which was helping us in uh, getting that product in a negligible cost, because they were supplying it. The price they were quoting was including the logistics cost of that product, and that was not being considered in the EIP portal, which were giving us the annual price, estimated average price of that product. So I told him about that, and I told that this other estimates are without logistic part, and this we are getting it with the logistics. So that's how I told him, and the quality upgrade which we are getting compared to uh, and any any support which is after the sales, that also there was a good relationship between that vendor and us. That also we should be considering. So how that is how we agreed for the approval of that prices.
What KPIs do you track to measure performance?
So it depends on the in the on the process whose performance we are measuring. Suppose we are tracking a KPI of a manufacturing of a cell, and if you are the project manager of that, responsible for that manufacturing, so we can have KPIs like the time at which the project is getting completed. Second, we can have is the cost savings which we are incurring after from the project estimate. So this will also impact the overall revenue and directly impact the cash of the company. This is also an important metric for the performance. Third, I would say is the quality of the product which is being made. There are no issues which are coming in the product after being delivered, or in the process there are no reworks are happening. So lot of rework is like a loss, and extra materials which are being cut or wasted, that also should be considered in key KPIs. And these I think are good example.
How do you align supply chain strategy with business goals?
So every business goal should be aligned with the supply chain strategy, because they are the two facets of a coin, and resilient supply chains help us in achieving.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
So resilient supply chains helps us in achieving our business targets and goals. So how we can align them is, like I said earlier, we can have resilient supply chain and make our supply chain resistant to the disruptions which are happening in the market, and cost is also should be which we should consider and optimize the cost compared to the market. These things we can consider.
How do you handle conflict between departments, sales versus operational?
So this thing I have experienced while working in operations. The sales team was pushing us to manufacture products with lot of outsourcing activities, because the sales target was a lot compared to our factory capacity.
Hmm.
But what our team was not agreeing with was outsourcing of all the components in equipment, because this will be a serious this will if this is if not measured this if not measured properly will cause a concern to quality, because every part of that product is outsourced, and we are just procuring them and then assembling them. So sales team was pushing us to outsource because of the targets. And what we did was we did around 50% of outsourcing, and we had hired some third party quality inspector, we which we sent to the vendor and tried to review quality at each steps of the uh,
Each step, not each steps, each step.
each step of the process. And this helped us in managing the conflict because we achieved sales also, and then the quality of operations was also kept in how what would we say, view kept in view. We were also seeing that quality was also in control.
Let's move on to some high level interview questions. You still have time. How do you balance cost, speed, and quality in supply chain decisions?
I think it's like a uh, cost, speed, and quality. These are like the three vertices of a triangle in a supply chain decision. So if we not able to manage one of the vertices, then the supply chain decisions eh, will be having a big impact on uh, our product. And what we can do is we have to consider cost, speed, and quality in all the products at the start only, not in the between when we are having some issues. Like if some quality issue has come, and we only consider cost by because there was a less cost involved with that product, and we bought that product, but later the quality issues are coming. So these things we should be considering at the start only, before we manage some product or some we are getting an order. These things should be considered in start.
What role does technology play in modern supply chains?
So I can say like one thing which has happened in my last organization, how the impact of AI and IoT technology, how it is helping us in improving our efficiency. What they did was like due to we have planted IoT devices in our welding machines, so that helps us in tracking real-time data of the uh, weld deposited in a day, in a shift, and then we can track the productivity of a welder in a month, which will help us in increase in finding the where the efficiency and productivity is less. We can it helps us in finding that. And one more important thing is like the impact of AI. Like I was in procurement also. What I was seeing, like AI was being implemented in procurement processes. Like we were getting insights of the product, or any fastener from all over the world on buying that product from, or floating that RFQ. We were getting the data, and there was a talk going on to negotiation can also be benefited by AI. Like some AI chatbots are being made who are very good in negotiation also. So these things, technology, with the advent of technology, these things will definitely change a lot in a year or two.
Okay, we finished. Time is up. So we'll stop there and I'll see you tomorrow, right?
So like, how was it? There was.
Good. So I want to just tell you, see, tonality is a big issue. You've got the content, it's little bit of maybe I'd say organization, but see, you were doing it impromptu. So I think I'm very impressed with your, your ability to answer so fluently. Uh, I think you need to put a little more pep in your voice because see, this is little like an interview. So I get very confused with this, 1.5, 1.5, whole thing. So done 1.5. So 30 minutes we've done, then today 30 minutes, so 60 minutes. So we have that many. We have 200 minutes in all. So just calculate because that's how I'm doing it. I don't like doing 1.5, 1.5. I like doing straight 20, 40, or 60, because then, we know the count of it. Because then we have to put it down and when we put up our pay sheets and all that sort of stuff.
Sorry,
So
I got disconnected in between. What 1.5 we are talking about?
So you see, the point is that if your class is 30 minutes, it's very fiddly for me. I have to write one class is 20 minutes. 30-minute
Okay,
class is 1.5. So I get very confused. So now I started writing just 30 minutes. 30 plus 30, 60 minutes. 60 plus
okay.
30, 90 minutes. I don't like this fractional system of, but
Uh,
you needed to do 30-minute classes, they told me. So that's why I'm doing 30-minute class too. So I guess we'll finish faster. We won't lag behind too much, and that'll be it. Okay.
one thing, like how many classes, like you are having any other IIM Udaipur students also with you, or
I
like
had six. I had six earlier, but now after I fell down, I've only got two.
fell
You and
down?
another. Oh, I was taking classes, and on 3rd June, I fell very badly. I had six students at that time. I fell and on a loose rug, and I, broke my humerus. There's a
Oh,
titanium plate there. Surgery, titanium plate. Very high blood
so
sugar. So
how
very
was
difficult.
like how are you dealing with it? Like you are on medication or how are you?
Yeah, yeah. Heavy medication for pain and blood sugar. So after my blood sugar was brought down, there were infections, blood sugar brought down. Then they operated on 18th. And I was discharged on 20th. After I was getting bored, I sat for some time. Then Kirtika came up to me with one class. So then she gave me more classes. So I'm
Like
back.
who? Can you tell me the names like who other people are from IIM Udaipur?
Who? Earlier there were many, God knows, Manisha, and many of them, six people.
Manisha, I know. Now,
Manisha, Yash, Harsh,
yes. Harsh, I
uh,
also know Harsh.
plenty. Now I only have you and I have Ankit.
Ankit, okay. He's also from GSM.
Yeah. So I'll go now
Hmm.
and time's
Okay,
up. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
okay. Thank you.
Bye.